Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the YouTube Blind Community live stream event, where the topic today is, and it's an open-ended. It doesn't mean that we have to stick to this topic. It is open-ended for discussion, any subjects people want to bring up, but we're going to at least have a topic that we can keep going back to, which is what angers you about being blind. I don't forget the wording, but struggles with blindness. What angers you about being blind in this society? And okay, my co-host is Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul, and neither one of us have our names up. I don't know why. Oh, I cut that out. Oh, I want to put names back up.
Okay.
Nobody's in the chat yet. I turned off names a while ago. Oh God, let's see. How do we do this? Hello, somebody just came in the chat. Sorry, I'm trying to turn on names.
Let me check. Oh, it's Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Oh God. Okay. How do we do this?
Jaden's here.
Oh,
Here it is. I turned on the names.
Jaden just showed up. Hi,
Hi,
Jaden.
Jaden. Hi, Jaden, sir.
Madonna is here.
Oh, hi, Madonna. See, they start popping in as soon as we went live.
There we go.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate for however long you can join us for, and our topic question, which is open-ended. We don't have to necessarily stick to this topic question, but it's just a starting point, which is, again, okay, I'm repeating myself just because a bunch of people came in. Struggles with blindness and what angers you about being blind in this society. And eventually, in a few minutes, I'll start off. I'll kick it off by me answering the question, and then Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul, he will answer the question, and then we just see how it goes from there, because we are inviting people from the chat to come up on the panel to join us in this discussion. Okay.
Lisa says Blind Neil is here.
Hi, Blind Neil.
Living with low vision.
Hello, living with low vision from Australia.
John Quinn's here.
Hey, John Quinn.
That's Blind Neil, right?
Yes. Do you want to just go into the question topic, Diana, or do you want to put them? You guys want to come on panel now?
No, I don't know. Nobody on panel yet. No. I just want to.
Okay.
I want to kick off the discussion first, like with me answering the question and then you.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, so that's how we're gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna answer the topic question first, and then Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul is going to answer the topic question, as you can see in the title what the topic question is. It is open-ended, though. We don't have to stick to this topic, and then I am going to start inviting people up on panel.
Ability the Mom is here. Hello.
Oh, hello. I enjoyed your stream yesterday. I was there. Yes, Ability Mom with 2 vlogs, something like
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep saying Ability.
Thank you for joining us, Ability Mom.
Welcome.
And yes, she had a live stream for the YouTube blind community and open to the general public as well yesterday.
It's awesome. It's totally awesome. We need more people doing that.
Okay, so I'm kind of like waiting for people to come in just a little bit more.
Okay.
Living with low vision. And let's see how many people we have in here. 5. So, okay, I'll just start off by answering the question. I'm not going to have dead time waiting for people to come in because, okay, so I'm starting to answer the topic question, and we are leaving it open-ended. Again, I'm trying to re-emphasize we are leaving this question open-ended. We don't have to stick to this question. It's just kind of just kind of a starting point. And the topic question is struggles with blindness. As a blind person, what angers you about things in this society? I didn't get the words right, but something like it's something like that.
In today's society.
In today's society. So I'll start off by answering the question, and I'll just try to be brief. And then Paul's going to answer the question, and then we're going to open it up to the chat to invite people up on the chat and invite people on the panel. So
things in the past too, past society, everything, you know.
Okay, so I'm just going to keep it simple. There could be there's one thing that angers me is it doesn't really anger me that much, but it is a big inconvenience about this society, is that it is car culture centered. So it's a big car culture society. So when you have to stop driving, because I did have normal vision all the way up until my 40s. I mean, 35 into, yes, I could drive I was driving all the way up into my 40s. When I had to stop driving, that turned my life upside down because this is a car culture society. So, and then one of those things that when I went to go buy my house as a single person, I bought a house, I was living in apartments, and then at one point, then after I had become blind, I did buy a house, and I was very limited on where I was going to live. It had to be near public transportation, which was the train. For me, the train is what I used the most. It had to be near everything that I could get to, like doctor's office, dentist. I mean, I was lucky to live in a town already from living in apartments that it was I had close access to the dentist, the doctor's office, the post office, the train station, grocery store. If I needed it, it was a small grocery store, and farmer's market. And then if I had to get to Home Depot, I could take the train there. Anything else, I probably could take the train to. And my work, I took the train to. I took the train, and I bought the second house that I looked at. I couldn't live in a house that was too far away from these things. That was too far away, especially was too far away from the train station where that's how I got to work. It had to be within walking distance of the train station. So because of that, there were some other houses that are further out, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And I actually bought the second house I looked at. So I felt very limited. It was a very nice house, and I'm lucky grateful that it was a nice house. But I did check out other cities, towns to see how the access was. It was not the same as in that town that I was. The access was totally different. Like another town was like it was like a 5-minute drive. You had to drive to the train station. There was no other town that fit my needs as this town that was living in already. I checked other towns out, and so that's okay. That's briefly. I don't want to. I know I'm going to keep rambling on.
Vidal, the blind reader, is here. Hello.
Hello, Vidal. Nice to. I'm so glad you joined us. So that was my answer to the question of struggles with blindness and what angers you about being blind in this society. And for me, let me just recap this, was that I had normal vision, although I could drive all the way up into my 40s. And when I had to stop driving, it turned my life upside down, which is because our society is a car culture.
Absolutely.
Okay, over to you, Paul. Paul's blind super soul. Over to you, Paul.
Yes. We are, unfortunately, a very car cultured society, especially in the United States. I was born in England, but when I was 9 months old, my parents moved to the States. So basically, I'm an American citizen. My father was an American citizen at the time of my birth, so I was born unto an American citizen. And when they moved here to the States, I was 9 months old. This is why I don't have an accent, but I am a Yorkshireman. I'm from West Yorkshire, where my place of birth is. So I've been out there many times in England for visits and stuff like that, and they have a tremendous transportation system. Almost to the point that a car is a pain. You're just better off up on a bus and transfer to another bus, and it's very reasonably priced. Literally, there are bus stops everywhere. You know, you wouldn't have to walk more than 2 or 3 blocks, and there's a bus stop for something. Over here in the States, especially in Illinois, that's where I live, and I live in north central Illinois. I'm about 90 miles west of Chicago, and it's kind of rural out here, up in developing area. So
yeah, that's harder.
There's basically nothing. My county has a center. Almost every county in the country, in the United States, has some kind of service for disabled people, and for elderly. So there's a place in my county that has it, and they offer bus transportation, but they're limited. So you can't just spontaneously say, "Oh, I want to go to the park and I'll take the bus." It's not happening. You have to call the center, schedule an appointment, and usually you need to call at least one day before. They can't just do it same day. And chances are, if you wait to, if you wait more than one day, if you wait that one day, chances are they're booked. They don't have enough buses and drivers. So you need to call like 3-4 days ahead of time. So that's what my struggle is and stuff like that, because the spontaneity of it all. Yeah, you know, I have a girlfriend. Her name is Lisa. I own a truck. I used to drive that truck, and then when I went legally blind, I can't drive it anymore. But I keep it, and Lisa uses it, and then she takes me anywhere that, you know, whenever I need to. So I'm blessed in that situation. But for independence, it really angers me, because if I want to just go to the park or something, the nearest park for me is 3-4 miles away. I'm not walking 4 miles to a park. So it's unfortunate. Lately, since the COVID has happened, I noticed that people are more aware and more friendly and helpful when I go around with my cane. I know we kind of talked briefly before our last live stream a little bit. I touched based on the fact that people would just jump over my cane. It was crazy. When we would go into festivals or little markets, craft shows, and I'm using my cane and I'm following Lisa. And for those that you don't know, I have like major tunnel vision. So I'm blind in the left eye completely, and then in the right eye, I can only see about 10 degrees or less. And of that 10 degrees or less, my acuity at best is 2200. So I need a cane. I have to use it. So when I go to these festivals, Lisa is my lead blocker. I love football, so I call her. No, she goes, go. I said, no, you're my lead blocker. You know, you need to Yeah, I'm the running back. You're the lead blocker. So you need to go first, because if you make it through, I make it through. And I've got the cane to back me up. So sometimes I need a little distance from her. I can't be real close to her because I'll trip her with the cane on her heels. So I leave a little split space. And man, there are people that are just dart right between two of us, try to beat us to the corner or whatever, and they actually trip on my cane and then keep going. I mean, that's just ignorant. But so that angers me in today's society, and people that are sighted really need to know that is they need to stop and think, because that's startling to me. Because when you're in a crowd like that, everything is like the white noise, blocks out your hearing a little bit. Where if you were walking, in the middle of the night, you could probably even hear somebody just standing next to you. You can just hear it. There's somebody close to you. But when you're in a crowd like that, and I'm concentrating on Lisa, and then all of a sudden they just go, poof, it makes you jump. It's like, somebody put a firecracker and blew it, underneath you, and that angers me. So in today's society, people need to be aware of that and just be courteous, please. But I noticed since the COVID things have gotten a little better, although because of the COVID, we're not in large groups. But I've noticed a lot of people have been a lot more helpful in things like that. So, back to you, Diana.
Okay.
I feel like we're doing a weather report.
Well, that's fun. No, you should say back to me. Otherwise, it's like you drop, somebody drops off, and you're like, okay, are they finished or not?
Yeah.
So I like it. I like it if we say back to you, back to you, back to you. Then it's very clear that you're finished talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so we each answered the question, and now we are opening it up for the people in the chat that would like to join us, talking about. Start off by we are leaving it open ended, but start off by talking. Of course, it has to be vision, blind, vision related, and
or any disability for that matter.
Okay, any disability? Yes, any disability related.
I mean, it's geared for the blind community, but people that are blind also may have other problems.
Yale wrote, "What angers me is we live in a sight-oriented society where 90% of the people don't use their sight."
That's funny.
Don't use their sight. I see.
Yeah.
I think that 90% of the people don't use their sight.
Yeah, it's very true.
They're just not paying attention.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what's funny, Diana? That I noticed, because I've been on both sides of the road. Okay, so when I could see and work and raise two kids and all that stuff, in my younger years, and was married and had have two kids and all that, and then got divorced, and yada yada yada. But I noticed that once I became blind, the concentration to do things is exhausting. It's really exhausting. I can't do the things like I used to do. I can still do them, however, but it takes a very long time, and it takes a lot of concentration. I've got to remember where I put things more. Where before, where did I put it? And I could just scan the room real quick and, there it is, and grab it. Well, now when I do that, I got to concentrate almost all the time on what I'm doing, because when I misplace something, I'm going around the house for an hour trying to find my drink. And sometimes I'm just like, screw it, I'll just make another beverage.
I just want to say that I have to educate the public all the time about that. There's all levels of blindness, all different levels of blindness. Legal blindness starts at 2200 vision and all the way on down to total blindness, and there's only a very small percentage of people that are totally blind. Many people have some kind of sight, whether it's even just light they can see light or something. So when Paul is talking about his experience being blind, that's different than mine, because I would call I have low vision, and yes, I am legally blind, but if I misplace something in the house, it's not because I can't see it. It's because I can't remember where I put it. But
you use your peripheral more.
Oh yes, and for my my extremely rare retinal disease that both my parents had to have recessive genes for me to get this extremely rare retinal disease called cone dystrophy. Yeah, it knocks out your central vision. So my peripheral vision, I think, is pretty normal. I don't think that's impacted, and it knocks out your central vision, which I don't have like a black hole that I look through. I mean, it's just that the peripheral vision fills in that blind spot. Let me quickly explain. It's just like if I stare ahead, and I stare like into a road where cars are going back and forth. If I keep staring and staring, I'll watch a car go in, it disappears in front of my face and goes out the other end. That's my blind spot.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's gotta be really weird.
Well, I guess I've just gotten used to it.
Yeah, well, it's like
yes, it's a challenge. It's very much of a challenge every day.
Yeah.
Especially for close-up vision. I mean, close-up vision, and I'm just whatever. Somehow I've just gotten used to it, and I was able to still continue teaching in a public school for 17, 18 years past my diagnosis, teaching 500 kids a week.
That's incredible, Diana.
So I don't know how I do that. I don't know how I do that because I first of all, I don't need a cane to walk. I do not need a cane to walk. But yet I'm technically legally blind, but I don't need a cane to walk. Glasses do not help me. It's not correctable. It's not curable. It's not treatable. And except for my magnifying glass does help me for close up, but nothing really helps me for distance. And so, yes, 17 or 18 years past my diagnosis, I continued teaching full-time in a public school, 500 kids a week. I was an art teacher. Yes, a blind art teacher.
It's incredible. No, it's, you know how you did it, Diana? Tenacity and strength. Mm-hmm. Tenacity and strength. Absolutely. You're an inspiration to, people in the blind community.
Okay.
For you to do all that those years. Yep. Absolutely.
You want to say hi to some more people?
Yeah.
Just Teresa, Susan Lee, and Nick.
Just Teresa, Susan Lee, and Nick.
What
Hello.
about them?
They're here.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I
said hello to Just Teresa already. Thank you. And
oh, well, yeah. Did you type something and didn't? Yeah.
Yes, I said hello to those people already. Thank you anyway. Thank you anyway.
All right, clue me in.
Okay.
Clue me in, Diana.
Oh, and then we also have Susan Ice. I had said hello to Susan Ice. Oh, thank you, Susan Ice. She said yes, tremendous.
Susan Ice.
Susan Lee.
Oh, sorry, Susan Lee. Sorry, yes, Susan Lee.
Like
my vision made me see that wrong.
Well, you know what, Susan? You might want to change the name to Ice. That's pretty.
Sorry, Susan Lee.
Lisa says that Susan Ice sounds like a spy name.
Oh, thank you, Madonna.
Oh, man. Neil, you should come up on panel. You would be very interesting to talk to. Lisa is We already have a request. It's not just us. Lisa wants you to come up on panel. Don't be shy. It's not a big deal. You don't even have to have your camera on. You can just have your avatar.
Yes, you don't have to be on camera. You can turn off your camera and we'll just hear your audio. Yes, Blind Neil, we'd love to have you up here. And
I love your walks.
Yes.
You got that new camera. Oh, they're getting ready to eat dinner, he says. What's for dinner? Let us know what you're having for dinner. I haven't had mine yet. It's still what? It's still early for us, kind of. Living with low vision, Fernanda?
Yes.
Come up on panel. We adjusted our times for our Australian friends.
Yes, we're alternating times to accommodate the whole world. So every other month we are accommodating Australia with a 5 p.m. And then, but next month we're going to make it earlier to accommodate UK and Europe.
How about Jaden? I thought Jaden wanted to go on.
Oh, yeah. And didn't Jaden say he wanted to come on panel?
I don't know if it's a plan.
I don't know. So, if at all possible, if I had these people's like,
What's he having?
Pork chops and potato patties.
Ooh, pork chops and potato patties.
Okay, Vidal wants to join.
Oh, Vidal wants to come
Vidal, on. Okay. First time. Okay, hold on.
We gotta send him a link.
Okay, let me get it. Hold on. Just okay. Oh goodness. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a brain freeze. Okay, getting the link.
Well, while Diana's doing that, Lisa and I, we found a kind of like a new restaurant by us. It's Italian, and man, their pizza is phenomenal. And man, was it cheap. We had a 14-inch cheese, sausage, and mushroom. And what did you say it was? $13.25 for that pizza? It was like $13.25 for that pizza. It was crazy. I mean, that's a very reasonable price. So we're going to go back there. And they make manicotti, which a lot of restaurants don't make them around here for some reason. Maybe if I go away in the city of Chicago, but we actually found them, and we went there and had the manicotti, and it was real good. So then we were driving around doing errands yesterday, and we ended up saying, "Oh, you remember that restaurant? Yeah, let's go check out and see if their pizza's any good." And I was expecting it just to be average, but
Come on.
it was fantastic.
Sorry, I'm having little technical difficulties. Something I'm trying to do it, and oh my goodness.
Everything Blind just came in.
Welcome, Everything Blind.
Oh, hello, Everything Blind. Okay, please bear with me. I'm having a little bit technical difficulties.
Maybe just put it in the chat, Diana.
I am trying to. I'm trying to get the link.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were trying to.
John Quinn says manicotti is the best.
Oh, yes. That's right, John. John says that manicotti is the best. That's my favorite. Manicotti. And then I like, spinach ravioli and stuff like that, and veal parmesan. Oh, man.
All about our
Oh, God.
Talk about what?
Our drinks. Restaurants.
Oh, yeah, funny story. Every time Lisa and I find a place that we really love, About a couple months later, they close. They're out of business. And we were like, oh, that sucks. But there was a pattern, over the years. We'd find another place and then they close. And I'm like, are we jinxing these places? So the restaurant that we went to last night, the waitress says, how is everything? And we were saying, oh, it's very delicious. Thank you. This is phenomenal. And then later on, she came back to check how we're doing. And then Lisa says, you know what? The food was terrible. We're not coming back here again. And she looks at him like, what? And then I started laughing. I told her about the jinx thing. So we didn't want to jinx the restaurant. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, I can't believe that you said that. I just couldn't believe it. I wanted to put my head under the table or something.
Oh, I'm sorry. My copy and pasting's not working. Like, I never had this issue before. I don't even know what's going on. Just simple copy and pasting. Oh, God. Is there another way to do this? I've never had this problem before.
Can I, what I could do is, I'm a moderator, aren't I?
Yes.
I can put it in.
Okay, go ahead.
I forgot about that.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. You can tell we're professional, everyone.
I have never had this problem before. I've run Streamyard many times.
Now, see, this is what I'm talking
For
about.
almost a year. No, I'm sorry, Streamyard. For Streamyard. Oh, no, they started like in the summer or something like that. That's right. They started in the summer because it used to be Google Hangouts. And I did not know how to do Google Hangouts. I only learned Streamyard, which I think was in the early fall, late summer. This copy, I don't know what it is.
Okay, it's there. It's there. It's there in the chat, so anybody can click on that link I just put out there. And then when you click on it, you'll get prompted, put your name in, all that stuff, and then enter into the panel, and Diana will see you backstage, and then she can put you up here on screen. So the chat, it's in there in the chat.
Yes, everything blind. Would you like to come up here? I'd love to talk to you.
Ooh, Vidal wanted to come on, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can have, and
So there you go, Vidal.
everything blind. We'd love to have you up on panel too. And also mom's, she's multitasking. I'm sorry. She said she's cooking. Mom's ability mom with 2 vlogs. She did say she's multitasking, so she's not able to.
Oh, okay, no problem. You can just listen to us in the background, I guess. Or, if you have a chance later, I don't know how long we're going to go, Diana, but if it's just us two, we might wrap up early.
Yeah.
That means that people need to come up here.
Yes, unless they like listening to us talk.
Oh, yeah, we're really
And we are having 13 people watching, which is pretty good.
Oh, my gosh. 13 people? Wow.
Yeah. Right. We're waiting for them to come on. Susan Lee. Nice meeting everyone. Time for dinner. Okay, Susan Lee. Thanks for stopping by. A lot of people are saying it's dinner. On the Eastern Standard Time it is. Almost close. Okay, I'm still looking on for those people that never been on a panel. I'm sure that it's hi, One Mighty R. That's an artist friend of mine. Hello. Thanks for joining the live stream.
Did anybody come into the backstage yet, Diane?
No. Hello, Dad's Victims Vintage Garage. Victims Garage. Dad's Vintage Garage. Hello, welcome.
Brick,
Oh, he's-
Brick News just came in the chat. Hello, Brick News. Now, if
Brick
you love
News,
Legos,
one of my art friends,
go
one of my
see
new
his
art.
channel.
Yes, one of my new art friends. He has a channel all about Legos, not Legos as toys, but Legos as well. Legos as sculpture, fine art. Well, there is an artist, Nathan Sawaya, and he shows all the museums throughout the world, and I keep checking, and I'm waiting for them. For anybody that's never been on panel before, it might be hard for them to follow the prompts. It's pretty easy. You just follow the prompts. It's kind of self-explanatory.
Vidal is saying he can't click on the link. I pasted it in the chat. It should be clickable. Because when I when I do that in emails, it works. And
Your link looked fine. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So, this is our second time doing this. In June, there was no problem at all. We had no problem at all. We had people on panel.
You want to try, see if you can come on panel with your camera? See?
In June, when we had people on panel, we had no problem.
You can turn the mic part off. Or not the mic, the
camera.
Oh.
When you click on the link, before you actually enter into the chat, you're going to see your picture, you, and then when you talk, there'll be a bar, so you can adjust the volume or whatever. Anyways, at the bottom it says that you can turn off the camera part.
Yes, we're trying to bring up some people up on panel, and sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. I mean, in June we had no problem. This is our second monthly live stream. It's the first Sunday of every month, except for July was not the first Sunday, for the YouTube blind community and the general public. And we had no problem bringing people up on panel we're having problems with links. I don't know what the problem is. You have great weather, One Mighty R. Oh my God, isn't it super hot? Because I know you live in Delaware. If it's super hot where I live, I know it's super hot where you live. Maybe you just love hot weather. Is that it, One Mighty R? You love super hot weather?
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh.
She's trying to experiment with the link.
I guess, yeah, Lisa's trying. She said, hold on. If anybody has any questions about me and Diana, you can put them in the chat if you don't want to come up on panel.
Yes, if you have questions for us about our vision and our vision disability. Oh my goodness, One Mighty R. Oh yeah, we're in the 80s too, but it's super humid. Okay, I guess you like that kind of weather. Oh, he usually likes cool, cold weather. Okay, I'm watching. Nope. I don't know. The text. And John Quinn said it's 100 there in Dallas.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a big yuck. That's what he said, yuck.
Incidentally, probably next month, we're going to do this the first Sunday of every month. We're in the second Sunday of July simply because of the
holiday weekend.
And that's my favorite holiday, and there was no way I was.
Okay,
gonna
but
be-
all the other months it's going to be the first Sunday of the month. But we're alternating times to accommodate different parts of the world. So 5 p.m. was today Eastern Standard Time to accommodate Australia, and then next month will probably be 3, maybe noon. We don't know. It's going to be an earlier time so we can accommodate the UK and Europe. Okay, we have a question from Brick News. When did you first go blind? I had normal vision. I was not legally blind until my 40s from an extremely rare retinal disease that both my parents had to have recessive genes to give me this retinal disease. So does Paul want to answer the question now?
Yeah. I'm 55. and I was blind in the left eye basically at birth. I was diagnosed at 3 months of age with glaucoma, congenital glaucoma. It's not hereditary or anything. It's just a very rare disease that it happened. The left eye basically was legally blind at birth. The right eye, my acuity basically was floating around 20/40.
Okay, here's somebody.
Oh, good.
Hello. Let's see, who is it?
Hi. Wait, hold on.
Vision blind.
Oh, hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, you're on live. You're live.
Oh, yeah, it actually worked
yeah.
because I was like, for some reason, it didn't want to let me click on it with my phone, so I had to use my iPad. It was weird.
Oh, so it's Fernando.
It should let you use your phone, so that's just a glitch. Oh, good. We have somebody on, our first person on panel.
Yeah, it was odd.
So before Fernanda can answer any questions or whatever, I'll just briefly, because somebody was asking the question, when did we go blind? So legally blind at a very young age at birth, the left eye. The right eye was pretty functional, although I think my visual field at that time was about 115 degrees. So that's functional vision. And all my life it was like that. And then up until the age 52, I had some routine eye surgery and ended up my eye collapsed. They were reducing the eye pressure. It was a 2% risk. It's routine surgery, and I had major damage to my optic nerve because of that. And I'm lucky I have any sight at all. And it took like 2 months of total darkness, and I got some of it back, but less than 10 degrees, and my acuity is 2200, and I struggle with contrast. I struggled it in the beginning, no matter what. But it's even worse now. We
have a bunch of questions in here. Madonna says, may I ask, how do you handle going to stores or restaurants? Because not many provide Braille. And is there another way that you would help? Is there another way that would help you besides Braille?
A sighted guide, your cane. I have a cane. I'll use
large print helps me in my magnifying glass. I can see fine print with my magnifying glass, and then large print helps me. Yes. But if it's not large print, I use my magnifying glass.
Yes.
I have around my neck. I have it around. It's carried everywhere around my neck.
You know what? I should do that.
Because otherwise, you're going to keep misplacing this over and over again. I've done that. Unless you have a bunch of them all throughout your house, and then when you travel and when you're going places, still you want it around your neck. It's better than
I got big pockets. I just put him.
You need to have the right size, like one that's easy. You know, you don't want a big one that's okay. If you want to put it in your pocket, yeah.
Yeah. Well, most guys' clothes, they got deeper pockets than women's. So.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you're not wearing pockets or jeans, if you're wearing a dress, you know, there you go. Unless you're carrying a purse around. I'm glad I'm a guy. Man, I couldn't imagine me being a woman, you know.
Well, then we have
Makeup and hair.
That's what we have pocketbooks for. We don't use our pockets. We use our purses.
Purses, all that stuff. So how you doing, Fernanda?
Yes. That's not Fernanda.
I thought it was.
That's Vidal.
Oh, it's Vidal. Hello, Vidal.
Hi.
Hi. Do you want to?
I'm good.
You want to answer the question about something that angers you? Something that angers you in this society about being that you have to deal with being blind. Or you can talk about something else. It's open-ended.
I mean, in general, what usually angers me when it comes to society is accessibility in more ways than one. So sometimes there are inaccessible websites, other times there are inaccessible places, inaccessible transportation in general. Because here in New Jersey, we also have like a transportation system. It's called Access Link, but like you said, you have to reserve at least 24 hours in advance. Otherwise, you can't use it. I try not to use it at all costs, but you know, I have no choice sometimes. I also know that Lyft and Uber are available, but it's easier to get it with a sighted person because at least Uber, I've gotten canceled on so many times after I told them I'm blind that it's not even funny. And then, of course, I've also been job searching since January, which has been hell itself because every time I go, it seems like once they find out I'm blind, it's over.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, where's the American Disability Act being enforced?
We have a system, but it's not perfect.
I don't think they're enforcing it. And honestly, what kills this?
And honestly,
what kills the thing is every time they say this is an equal opportunity job.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, we're here.
Go. Yes, Paul was going to respond. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like Vidal, you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if you need to get closer to.
Really? I didn't think she was breaking up. Maybe.
Like...
I'm sorry. Where you are, maybe she sounds like she is. I'm sorry. Where I am, it doesn't. So maybe it's two different locations.
Yeah, you're also sort of.
When for me, I can hear Vidal everything she's saying.
It's also kind of breaking up case too.
I can hear Vidal everything she's saying.
Yeah, but I think she's having a hard time hearing us.
Yeah, I mean, I know here it's breaking up a little bit. I can catch up some of the words.
Yeah.
Jaden had a question.
What was Jaden's question?
How do you use girl streams when you are blind, Diana?
Oh, Jaden wants to know, how do you do the girl streams being blind, Diana?
Because there's all different levels of blindness. It's not like you're totally blind or you can totally see. Legal blindness starts at 2200 vision, and that's actually a very functional level of vision. You can really do a lot. You can still do a lot at 2200 vision. And so I have what instead of blind, I mean, I am blind, legally blind, but I also call it low vision. They also call it low vision, meaning like I can see I can't explain that I can see a lot of different things. I can see a lot of different things, and even because there's many different levels of blindness, all the way to total blindness, and many levels of blindness in between. So that's what so if you ever look at my artwork, you could say, okay, well, and you know, you can tell by my channel reviews and channel shout outs of, you know, those are the things I can see those things. But a lot of times I have to like if I have to read the about section, I get up really close to the computer and read it with my magnifying glass. But channel banners, I can see them pretty clearly. If I have to read the fine print, I use my magnifying glass and get up really close to the computer. So, Jaden, if you have any more questions, let me know. I hope that answered your question. That's the best of my ability I could answer your question.
Like how I do it, see, I have my phone. So you can do everything on your phone. So I have this magnifier, and then I just go put it over the screen, and I just hold it, my hand like this, and then the other hand like this, and then my pointy finger, I just scroll up and down, and that's how I, function. I can, zoom in and scroll around, and you find ways. There are tools out there, Jaden.
Yes, and Jaden, if you notice that I always turn off my camera because I don't want to, I kind of really don't want people to see me, that when I get up close and I start looking at things with my magnifying glass, I have to get up close to the computer, and then sometimes it looks really weird, like my eye looking through the magnifying glass makes my eye look really big on camera, and like I don't want to deal with that. So every time before I do a channel review or shout out, I always turn off my camera so you don't see me using my magnifying glass.
You're sneaky, Diana. She's a professional, man. I'm impressed how she does everything, and to help community, not just the blind community, the art community, everything. She and then does the shout outs and help other people with their channels to grow. She's pretty amazing person.
And Paul's an amazing person too. With
Vidal, what do you use, Vidal? Did we lose her?
No, she's still here. I
use my iPhone, my iPad, my computer. I use my Alexa too, but right now she's not working, so I have to get an adapter again. But I use a lot of technology. I used to use a Braille device, but there's a cell that's broken, and I'm not willing to invest in it because it's going to be updated. So I'm hoping to get a new one, but with SSI, it's kind of a couple of years.
Couple of years for what? SSI?
a couple years for what, Vidal?
It's a couple of years for me to save for a Braille device using SSI.
Okay.
Oh. So you can read Braille? Yes, I get. Yes, I suppose you can. Yes, I suppose you could. Right. Sorry.
Vidal, what if you don't mind me asking? What is the level of your blindness?
Oh, okay.
I'm totally
sorry.
blind. I was actually pretty much blind since birth, you can say, because I never got to see anything, so I've been blind for the last 20 years.
Okay. And do you have any light perception at all, or none?
No, nothing.
What was that?
I think she said no.
Yeah, I see absolutely nothing.
Oh, no, nothing. Okay.
Yeah, that's why most of the time you probably can't see me in my channel. Even if I'm trying by holding the iPad closer, but like if I use in my channel, most of the time, most of my videos I think are blank screens. And it's the reason I usually put a picture in the beginning and then just let it go into a blank screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you use voiceover a lot.
Yes, I actually prefer it to JAWS in every way.
Okay. You know, when I first went blind,
I have JAWS. I can use it.
That's good.
I'm sorry?
No, I was just saying that's good. Am I breaking up to you when I speak?
No, you were saying when you first.
Oh,
what?
when I first went blind, and this was the transition period where my eye collapsed and I had total darkness, and then we had to play the waiting game to do surgery to see if I can get any sight back. Lisa and I were trying to do that voiceover thing, and what a nightmare that thing is. Oh man, if you don't know what you're doing with that thing, you know, it took us what, a half hour to try to figure it out just to turn it off. We thought our phones were ruined forever, so I've got to learn that really, because I don't know how long I'm going to see like this. So I should start learning things like voiceover and just practice. I think it's amazing that voiceover, you could, you know, chat and post things and do all kinds of stuff.
If you get an iPhone, it should be easy and fun.
If you get an iPhone, what?
That much I can say. At least with an iPhone, it's really fun, and then it works out.
Okay. We were doing it on a Samsung.
Yeah.
Mel's here.
I know.
Mel.
Hello, Mel. Mel from
Welcome,
Australia.
Mel, come on and join us on panel. The link should still be in the chat, isn't it?
Yeah, it probably scrolled up way up, so maybe.
All right, I'll post it again, Diana.
Oh, and then Ability Mom of 2 blog says voiceover takes practice, but is well worth it.
Yeah. I should learn that ability. I should. I'm scared.
It does. All you have to do is, like, you know, eventually the gestures become second nature after you practice for it. I mostly learned it kind of on my own, but it took me a year of actual customizing to get it to what I wanted, and then that I just continued with other stuff.
Yeah, all those gestures on the iPhone are really, you have to. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. You got to like take notes and then practice.
It's really, you know, I guess it's like that with anything new. It's really intimidating. Me, it is. But I see people use it, especially the people in the blind community that have no light perception at all.
Right. They get used to using it. I use it sparingly because it drives me a little bit crazy too.
Yeah, they're whatever,
like
paying bills, making phone calls, calling an Uber.
If there's a big long piece of text that I don't want to read, the voiceover is really helpful.
And then all the stuff that you're doing right now, Diana, that people can do that with the voiceover.
I know that. I don't think that would work. I don't know that would work. I would have to totally get used to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be so hard for me to get used to. I like voiceover for like a big long piece of text or something.
Yeah. No, I know people that edit their film, their videos.
I can't imagine. I just don't. You have to get so used to it. It takes so much practice. I bet.
Yeah. One person I follow is Joy Ross, and he has total darkness, and she does everything with voiceover on the iPhone, editing, all that. She answers chats or comments, everything.
Yes.
She does a couple live streams, but then her daughter.
Yeah, I don't remember doing live stream with voiceover yet.
What was that, Vidal?
Yeah, I haven't done a live stream with voiceover yet because the YouTube app you have to have 1,000 subscribers, so it's a thing. But I also have not used other ways to yet.
So yeah, she has not done a live stream with voiceover yet.
Yes, but will be mom's.
Okay. I'm still watching the backstage who's coming in.
We watched Sam too from The Blind Life. He's really good. He's if you loved technology and
Oh yeah,
accessibility
he's big
for the
on the
blind.
technology.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Okay, where?
His pretty much his channel is geared on that.
Hold on then.
Oh, Mel's Blind Life is saying the link doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on.
I don't understand. We did not have any link problems at all in June on our first YouTube blind community live stream. We did not have any problem with links. I'm having problem with links. But you did put in a link, and that person, I mean, Vidal was able to come up here.
Wow. I mean, I was only able to join because it didn't let it on my iPad, but it never let me join on my phone.
So Mel, I wonder is Mel trying to join on her phone?
My phone might not like me today.
Well, you know what? That's interesting because I've been in live streams and they put it in the chat and it works on my phone.
Yeah, it's just some glitches happening. Yes, it's supposed to work with the phone. Yes, it is supposed to work with the phone, but glitches happen.
Obviously, it works because Vidal's here.
Yes.
And then Lisa said hers went through. I can put it in one more time and then.
Oh, Ian.
Hello, Ian.
Oh, hello, Ian. Hello, Ian Jackson. We're having a problem with links today, Ian. People can't come up here. I couldn't copy and paste a link. It wouldn't let me paste the link that I copied.
Ian, I just put it in the chat again. Click on it and see if you
Ian,
come
see
in.
if you can get if this link works for you.
Somebody was saying that possibly it's because of the phone. They're having.
I had a problem. I'm on my iPad and I had a problem copying. I mean, I copied the link and then it wouldn't let me paste it like it always lets me paste it. And this is the first time I've had that problem.
Mine goes and it says it's fixed.
Do you see Lisa in backstage?
Yes, I see somebody.
Yeah, so working on Android.
Okay, the link's working on at least an Android.
Mel is here.
Mel.
Hello, Mel.
I'm here. I'm here.
Hi, Mel.
I did it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. The first time it was like, nope, sorry, page cannot be found. And now it's like working.
Oh, and we have Ian here. I believe we have some. Who is this? I can't tell who it is. Let's see who it is.
Oh, Diana, you make me
It's
laugh.
Lisa. What, Paul? Oh,
I
and
said
now
you make me laugh.
Okay, we have Lisa and Ian. I think it's Ian. Okay, Lisa wants to come up, or she was
she doesn't.
She was just testing the link.
Oh.
I want to say something.
Oh, she does. Yeah, she wants to say something.
Okay, hold on.
Pretty soon we're going to be like the Brady Bunch.
You guys are in the same house and echoing.
Yeah, we can't do it.
You're echoing.
Oh, you want to say that. Something that makes you angry when the people, they put stuff in the aisles and stuff and they don't think of like wheelchairs or any other people that have to go.
Oh yeah, like when you go into stores, Lisa was saying like the stores they're not friendly for blind people either because they'll put things in the way. Leave things around, change things around, the aisles are blocked. I don't know if they should rope it off. You know, I don't know.
Yes, baby. No,
They
that's
just
mum's.
pile stuff everywhere. That's aggravating for Lisa. For me, I guess. But that's
I'll
why
not
you
be.
have a cane.
I'm not-
Living with
Hello.
Lovey is here. Hi, Living with Lovey.
Hi, Mel.
Oh,
Say hi,
hello.
Mel. Say good morning, Mel.
Kiava. Hello.
Good. Our Australian friends have joined us.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, got back home
Ma-
from a trip to office work.
You were at office work at this hour?
Yeah, had a lot of things to do
Wow.
before his speech therapist come this morning. So I thought, you know what, I'll go to office works, have a busy day ahead, and yeah, speech therapist just cancelled on me.
Oh no.
So Guillaume was explaining his new Pokemon toy to everyone.
I don't know who is this person right here with the book open with drawings in it.
It's me.
Oh,
Hello.
it's Ian. All you have is I there instead of spelling your name.
I know, because it takes up too much space.
Okay, so now we have Ian here too.
I'm not going to be on long. I'll let you guys. It's your show, this one, isn't it? So,
Oh, we're
Did
inviting
Paul-
people up on panel. Yes.
did Paul get to see that video I told him about?
Yeah, about the bass, the
The bass
6-string
guy.
bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting bass.
Well, I've got to say, for a guy who's blind, he's a pretty damn good bass guitarist.
Wait.
Oh, he was blind. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's definitely blind. I mean, obviously, with your eyesight disability, you're not going to notice. But get Lisa to have a look at it, and you can see that he's got some sort of retinal issue.
Oh,
And
okay.
his eyes are all fogged over as well.
Oh,
So I don't know exactly what blindness he has, but he's
okay.
definitely blind.
Yeah, it was a cool guitar.
Yeah, I'm designing one. I don't know. I'm between ideas. Should I design myself one and go to a custom-made guitar maker, or should I just get one off the shelf?
Make one yourself.
Do you know? Yeah, I've been watching videos on how to do it. You need an entire joinery workshop to do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, now we're going to do this with this tool that costs several £1,000s. I don't think so.
Well, in that case, you're better off going on the shelf and buying one.
Yeah. So
We've. Oh, you can make a cigar box guitar.
yes, you could. Yeah, a very popular one. Do you know old? I don't mean jerry cans, not jerry cans. Those ones from Second World War, but the old Esso metal cans of petrol that you used to be able to get. The yay high, yay size. Just for having in your car, just in case you have an emergency. And it has a couple of gallons in it.
Okay.
And some people make guitars out of those, and they're really good at resonating because they're made of metal. So,
not to change the subject, but we were talking about what angers you as a blind person in today's society. I was mentioning about transportation, right? We're like car-driven society, but you being in England, I was mentioning that you have a very good transportation system there, and even if you're in the rural area, because Yorkshire is kind of rural in a way.
It is in places, yeah.
Yeah, and you can walk 2 blocks and there's a bus stop everywhere.
Don't mean to say that there's a bus coming though. In rural areas, it can be mixed. You can have. I mean, my area, for example, to go to my local town, there's only 1 bus an hour. So, and if I don't get it, there ain't another one for another hour. That's it.
Right.
Well, that's not too bad.
So,
that's better than nothing. You know, if I want to take a bus, I have to schedule it a day ahead of time. And sometimes if I do that, it's already booked. So I gotta call it 3 days ahead.
What do you mean, book?
Because that's paratransit. He's talking about it's special for for people with disabilities.
Yeah, we have like special. Dependent on what disability you have, we have special taxi dial-a-ride, we call it, and it's for people who have specific disabilities. And it's like dialing a taxi. They'll take you from point A to point B. But that's in the UK, obviously.
Yeah. Well, we have Uber and all that stuff, but that's expensive.
That's expensive.
You know, the nearest shop to me is 3 miles.
So what's the difference between Uber and just actually getting a private taxi to take you somewhere?
Oh,
it's supposed to be cheaper.
Uber costs less, and it's really convenient, and they get to you in a very good amount of time.
Right.
And there's a lot more Ubers. There's tons more Ubers than taxis anymore.
You know, you call a taxi company, and then they're like, okay, the dispatch, will put it on there. Where on Uber, there are drivers in your area, and all of a sudden, when you put a request out there, they're there
like in 15 minutes or less.
Yeah, no, I have never waited more than 15 minutes. Sometimes they're there 5 minutes.
I mean,
sometimes depends where you are, but one end I could get it in 15 minutes or less, and the other end where I was at, I'd have to wait a long time.
I mean, in some towns and cities, you can just hail a taxi, literally. Just
yes, you can. Not in Philadelphia.
Don't they allow that?
Not in a lot of big cities. Oh goodness.
Because in New York, obviously,
in New York you can
big yellow taxis, aren't you?
Yeah, but that's not in Philadelphia. You cannot hail down a taxi. I've tried in different locations.
You have to go to a taxi. Put your leg out far enough. That's why.
Nah.
You need to put your leg out.
I guess.
That's how girls generally tend to hail taxis, isn't it?
Or happy dance on the curb.
Yeah, or the happy dance.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You take some of your little puppets,
right?
And you say, look. If you take me where I need to go, you'll get. Not only will you get paid, you'll get a puppet happy dance.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for a day when Diane gets some merch with her little happy dance dolls on it. Good idea, Diane. All your favorite happy
merch with
all your happy your little doll.
Like merch that has like a happy dance on it.
No, with your little finger
puppets
all over it, and give them names.
And they could be wearing little T-shirts. Oh my goodness, I'd have to sew that. Come on, I'd have to make that. I could never sew it. I could have hot glue it.
You take a photograph of it, and then put it in like a Photoshop thing, and it does a line drawing for you. You don't have to do any drawing.
Oh, are you talking about for getting this put on T-shirts?
Yeah, for putting on T-shirts.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. Merch.
Yeah, my merch has not moved very much.
Oh, I tell you what, I've seen a few people who've got merch from you.
You know what? They don't tell me who buys. They're endlessly confusing. That Teespring is endlessly confusing, and I can't even locate where to look to see who bought something from me. I can't.
Would it not be better to have your own web page and sell from there?
I don't
then
know.
You've got full control.
Hello, Lori Faye.
Laura, Living with Low Vision said that she got kicked out.
Oh,
I don't know how.
Did the connection give out?
Yeah. So try
coming on again. Okay, let's see. I think we have somebody here.
Mel.
Okay, Mel. And Living with Low Vision got kicked off, and she should try to
link again.
She should try to come back on.
Anyway, to make room, I'll get off and let you guys. I hadn't said what I was going to say about. I mean, I'm not absolutely blind, but I do have certain levels of blindness. What makes me stressed out about public transport?
Transport, or just blindness in general in today's society. I think we need. We're getting there. We're getting there accessibility wise, but we got a long way to go.
I just think it's a general society thing that we need to step up the compassion levels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really. Yes.
For all people who have this, it's hard enough being able-bodied, right? I mean, just coping in a day-to-day society that we live in now.
I guess so. Yeah.
If you're disabled in some way or other, and I don't just mean blindness, I mean any kind of disability, you're going to have a lack of advantage, and the only way people generally can contribute is by being a lot more compassionate to those that are obviously not fully able-bodied.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Just awareness, for crying out loud.
You might think it's an easy thing to do that, but some people are in their own emotional bubble.
Well, Blind Neil made a comment, said that the people, 90% of the sighted people can't see anyways.
Yeah, they can't see beyond their own mind.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not being nasty in that way. I mean, I can go into town or something like that.
This is strictly to educate. Open discussion, let it out. Let's tell the truth, our feelings, everything. Let's learn from each other. Like I said, I've been on both sides.
And I've been on both sides too.
And I'm half each way. Kind of, if you know what I mean. Half blind, half not blind.
Hello, Grayscale Painting.
Hello, Tony. And, I wanted to ask, because we've just been talking about bass guitar. When you go to band practice, what is it that you actually play? That's a question to Anthony, if he's still here. I can't see him. Hello.
You don't see him in the
he's
chat?
Coming up now. He's just coming up now.
Oh, big delay.
Yeah.
But so who's
He
in here? I
plays the
can't see the screen.
Hammond organ. Very nice.
Let's see. I hope nobody's in the basement. Okay, nope.
Well, there's Mel's there.
Yeah, we have all four people on.
Just her icon.
Yeah, Blind Neil just mentioned basically people with disabilities are treated like.
He's saying people that are with a vision disability are treated worse than the other disabilities.
Yeah, that's interesting.
For us with fibro, we don't show our disability.
Lisa says, you know, except for people that have fibro, because
Oh,
you can't
It's
see
an
their
invisible. That's why, like, my disability looks like invisible and an invisible disability.
You know what? You know, I just have to say, I just want to encourage anybody, because this is probably going to be replayed. Any blind individuals or anybody that has any kind of disability, don't be discouraged. Please, you know, if you put up a channel, and you get intimidated by trolls, please do not be intimidated by them. Like when we were just mentioning about fibro, there was a woman named Amanda, and it was Amanda's chronic blind life. And she was blind, but also had all kinds of other issues, fibromyalgia. She had a gastritis problem. You name it, she had everything. And she shared with everybody. I think we lost Mel. Did we lose Mel?
Yeah, she's just
no,
gone.
let's see. I think she's still here. Hold on.
There she is.
What?
There she is. Okay. And she was educating everybody. People understand all the disabilities and helping those that have fibro and blindness, everything. And she erased the whole thing because of trolls. She couldn't handle it anymore because she had depression issues too.
See, that's sad, that, and it's something that everyone has to tackle. It's obviously a lot more stressful if you do have a disability such as blindness. But what I would suggest to people, if they're setting up especially live channels like this, is get yourself some moderators who can deal with them fast.
Well, she
and
couldn't.
rapid.
She couldn't handle the comments when she mainly did just
videos. She mainly did videos, right?
Yeah. And
now, just on a counterbalancing side of things, although a message is probably one that's an important message, if a person is sensitive to people getting at them, they really are not in the right environment, because you can bet your bottom dollar that somebody will have a go at you at some point. But what you have to do is make sure that you don't allow people to intimidate you like that, because that's all they're trying to do. They're trying to get a reaction from you.
Yeah, they're just trying to get a reaction from you.
And they're like emotion vampires.
Yes.
They can't survive themselves.
They are. They're like, that's exactly it. Emotion vampires.
Unless they're draining it from you.
Yeah. So I'm saddened by that. You know, she could have just froze the account and left the videos up, and you know, because some people do that. They don't even do the comment section. They just leave the video out there. So it's unfortunate, because she worked really hard, and there was a lot of good information, and that got destroyed.
No, maybe you can reach out to her and bring her on here sometime.
So Mel is here, and Living with No Vision has her mic turned off. Living, yes, because maybe because her child, maybe something's going on with her child.
Trying to fight me off for Lamingtons, so not a healthy mix Lamington breakfast, but today's my cheat day.
So anyway,
Mel, how's things going with the horses?
Oh yeah, fantastic. I've had a bit of slow progress. She's been making progress, but slow. She's been acting a bit weird the last couple days. I'm not sure what's going on. she seems to have developed an aversion to strangers. She doesn't like new people. So if I go out there with my support worker or even just a friend, I have to basically tell them to stay out of sight while I'm trying to catch her, because she doesn't like unusual people. So not sure what's going on there. But she's doing all right.
Well, that's
Cats are a
good.
little bit like that.
Just so everybody knows, Mel is a blind equestrian.
Yes.
Are you like an horse whisperer? No, the people who do that, and they actually go and like feed into the horse and see why it's stressed out and doing silly things, because they know and they empathise with horses, and they're trained to know.
I used to be really good at that kind of stuff. I'm not quite as good as as I used to be, but I'm certainly fairly good at that stuff. So I'm breaking in a my horse that I own at the moment. She's an 11-year-old standard bred off the track pacer. So she was one of the horses that used to do the pacing where they trot around the arena with the sulky behind them in the racing. So she wasn't a galloper, but she was a pacer. And I got her, she was an RSPCA rescue case last year. And it was basically, if they couldn't find a home for her, they were going to have to put her down, basically. And I said, yeah, I'll take her. And because I was told that she'd been broken in, but she hadn't. So I basically had to break her in again before I can, ride her or anything like that.
Well, Laurie says, one of people who's in the chat, she says that she used to break in gallopers. So there you got something in common with one of our Laurie Fair.
Laurie lives in Australia also.
All right, there you go. Link straight away. Link up and chat about these things.
But that's not the only thing I do. I mean, I think for some people that's one of the main draw cards on my channel, but it's not the only thing I do on my channel.
Right. You met Yorkshire puddings?
No, I've never eaten Yorkshire pudding. I intend to, when I come over to the UK, I intend to try Yorkshire pudding, which is something
definitely.
that I will very much enjoy.
Go to a pub and have Sunday lunch.
Yes.
With Yorkshire pudding.
Yes. I'm going to visit a friend who's in Daventry over in the West Midlands, I think it is.
Oh yeah.
And
while you're there, have a nice curry as well, if you're into curries.
She reckons that we can go from London to Paris in a day and back.
Oh, easy.
And for someone who lives in Australia, where you can't even get out of your own state in a day, that's just an absolute marvel. So
it's a long day.
Doing that.
It's a long day, but yeah, you can easily do it from. I think it takes a couple of hours to get to Paris from London.
Yeah. So according to what we read on Google, it takes 3 hours or something to do it on the train, right? Yeah. And it takes 6 hours on the train for me to get from home to the state capital. So it's
massive country though, Australia.
It's
absolutely huge.
It is. I think you can.
And it's all ours. It's all ours. Britain rules the waves still.
I think you can.
Here we go again.
I think you can get 1.5 to 2 Englands in my state. You can
just in your state,
England.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Yeah.
We were discussing this the other day. Texas, the largest state in America, can hold 3 Britons in it.
Well, that's
It's only-
that's intercontinental United States. Alaska is actually the largest state, but that's not the continental.
Is it? And do you know what? I never really think about Alaska because you bought it off at Russians.
Well, okay, but
Yeah.
it's larger than
Yeah, we
Texas.
stole that one, right?
Yeah, it's not really a
Yeah.
proper state, is it? Sorry for anybody in Alaska. I apologize.
Lori,
Yeah.
Lori says she lives in Queensland and she wants to know, Mel, where do you live?
Far northwestern Victoria.
Okay.
So I think of Australia as a beret hat. Which bit of the beret hat do you live on?
I live on the bottom right corner.
So ain't that
the
near
beret.
in the that not that far away from Sydney?
No, Sydney's in New South Wales. I'm in Victoria, so I'm the state
Oh, right.
below. The state below
So
Victoria.
it's
I'm in
slightly
the
more
one that's-
up, is it?
If you've heard on the news lately, one of our cities has had to go back into stage 3 lockdown.
Yes,
Melbourne
I believe
has had
so,
to go back
yeah.
into stage 3 lockdown. So Melbourne is the capital of Victoria, which is where I live.
Right.
But Melbourne is a very, very, very long. It's like 800 kilometers to Melbourne.
Wow.
I live in Sydney.
I mean, do people? I mean, like in America, it's quite common for people to fly.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that's how I usually go to Melbourne. I
Fly.
usually fly to Melbourne. It's 50 minutes flight to Melbourne
So
versus
tell
a
us.
7 or 8 hour train ride.
So tell us all about how that feels when you're as a blind person going through all the customs, and is it a good experience? What do you find is good and bad about it?
The only thing that I don't like about airport security and going through all the hoo-ha is having to have the dog patted down, because they don't allow you to remove the dog's collar and change it for a different collar or remove its harness. And because the harness and collar have got metal on it, of course that activates the metal detector. And then they have to pat down the dog to feel for bombs and stuff.
Right.
And I really hate that, because they're touching my dog, and you're not supposed to touch my guide dog. And that really annoys me.
Do you think that when they pat the dog, that is it because she loses concentration then, or are you just concerned
Yeah, she gets
that
all excited.
Oh,
She
she'll
gets all
get
excited
excited.
and goes
That's
stupid.
it. It's concentration, isn't it? Mostly.
Yeah.
And
it's
and-
look, if I went through airport security independently, which I don't, it would be even bigger problem, because I'd be expecting her to guide me. But I go through with sighted guide, because that's
Right.
just a lot easier. But yeah, the dog goes a bit stupid.
So, if you're going on a flight, can you actually book ahead of time and say, I'm a blind person, will you be able to express me through?
Yep, I do.
And
yep.
Is that what you do? And that's
so
a
you
much better
can-
way of doing it. How about
Yeah,
having
so-
plastic fittings on the dogs?
Nah, you can't, because
You're not
all of the
allowed?
lead and all of the collar and the lead and that are all got metal on them.
You would have thought that people who deal with airport security like that would realise that there are going to be metal components on a dog's collar, though, wouldn't you? So
You would have.
yeah, it's a matter of common sense, and some people in jobs like that don't have common sense, unfortunately.
And they're all pretty
but-
rude, I've found.
They can be, yeah, because they're little Hitlers, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they've got the power and they use it as they want to, and that's one of the things in society that needs to change. They're serving us, not we are serving them. I know they've got a job, an important security job to do, but they're still public servants at the end of the day. They're serving the public.
Why do they have to pat the dog down, Mel, if it's just a collar?
They have to feel for bombs and
concealed
stuff, I guess.
concealed metal weapons.
Yes, in
Like
the
that.
fur, probably in the fur.
Oh,
They could do.
a bomb the size of a pea in their fur, Lisa?
Under
Really?
the collar.
Oh, under the collar. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have thought that. I mean, what happens with a dog normally? Does it go in the cargo hold?
No. It sits on the it sits on the
It has
the
its
floor
own
at your
seat.
feet. No,
Right.
it sits on the floor at your feet.
That's
So
because
when you
it's your
book,
guide dog.
when you book, you get
Mm.
you pay for one seat and you get a seat next to you.
Right.
So if you've got a row of 3 seats, for example, the dog is allocated the seat in front of the window, right? So
Mhm.
that's where they put the mat down for the dog
Yeah.
next to the window. And
Right.
then you sit in the middle seat, and then they can book out the end seat on the aisle.
Does
So-
your dog get stressed out on the plane, or
No, she's really, really good. I've only had her for 10 months, and
right?
I've flown with her 3 times in that 10 months, and she's absolutely fine.
That's great.
Do you have to pay extra for the dog to have a little seating area there, or no?
No.
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 Okay.
All right. That might be different if you were traveling internationally, but as
I
it's
don't
an
think so.
internal, as it's an
I don't
internal
think so.
flight, there probably is provision under law.
No, I
Well-
don't think you have to.
I think like I think there was a video that Joy Ross made when she was traveling with Arabella, her guide dog.
Mm-hmm.
She had to have the dog in front between her legs in front of her own seat.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
different
that's not good
airlines,
for the dog.
different airlines have different rules on where the dog is meant to be
Yes.
Right.
as well. It's not standard. But
Yeah.
with the airline that I use, then yeah, they allocate the dog a seat that they sit in the footwell of that seat.
And what airline is that?
That's Virgin Australia.
Oh,
All
wonderful.
right.
I hear that Delta Airlines is about the most friendliest for the blind community. They're the most accessible airline.
Yeah, well,
and
we don't
more
have
helpful.
Delta in Australia.
No,
We don't have
no,
Delta in Australia.
no, I understand.
Virgin is probably the best in Australia.
Okay, yeah, and
Because,
in the
I mean,
US, I would say Delta.
Even the safety manual is in Braille,
All right.
and
Yeah.
they provide me a Braille safety manual, and that's pretty cool.
Do you read Braille?
Yes.
Is it Australian Braille or international?
We use Unified English Braille code.
Oh, so it's the English
Yeah.
Braille. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because America's got their own Braille, haven't they?
Technically, yes.
It's pretty
but,
much similar.
but the US have started using UAB more recently,
Have they?
I've discovered.
Right. Paul, have you had any experience with Braille?
No.
No.
I don't know anything about Braille. I probably should learn it.
Yeah, well, US is starting to come into using UAB, but UAB I don't think is the universally accepted code over there yet. But I mean, I'm a Braille trainer, so I'm trying to keep up with both what's more common in the US, and I can read both US and UAB because Unified English Braille code only came out in the mid-2000s when I was still at school. So I actually learnt all of my primary school or elementary school or whatever you want to call it. I actually learnt US Braille for all of that time, and then UEB didn't come in until I was in about year 8. So
I did not know that
14.
there were separate. I did not know that there were different kinds of Braille.
Oh yeah, almost every country's got their own Braille.
Yep, there's even Japanese Braille.
Oh
yeah, how would you do that? How would you translate?
Well, for a start, Japanese Braille's got 8 dots rather than 6.
Right. Well, it's got hundreds of characters. Japanese.
Yeah.
If you've ever looked at, it's got several hundred characters. So, because they're meant to represent images, Japanese writing. So, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that it's like got dozens of dots.
Yeah, it's got 8 rather than 6.
Mm. Right.
So with the transportation, Ian, yeah, we just, you just tell the airline you need assistance, and basically as soon as you go into the airport and you go to the counter and check in, they got somebody there with a wheelchair, and they'll take you all wherever you need to go, bathroom, get something to eat, take you right to the gate, and then if you need assistance to go onto the plane, they'll even do that. But normally I can just, handle it with my cane. And then when you enter the plane, they are very helpful. They tell you to your right, or you're, so many seats down, you can count the seats and all that happiness. And then when you land, and if you have a connecting flight or whatever, they're there waiting for you at the hangar.
I've got a question to ask people of the blind community. Is there a point where people who are helping you, who are sighted, can they become a bit condescending?
Oh, yeah.
And over helpful? And what is that point? Or is there a point, or is it just down to that individual?
Well, I think, yeah. My experience, it's just, goes to the individual, because when I would come out of the plane, some are just saying, just straightforward, sir. And then, they're like, okay, thank you, bye-bye, like they always say to everybody. But I had one that just said, follow my voice, sir. You're doing a good job. Follow my voice.
As though you're deaf, dumb, blind.
And now you, okay, left, please. Keep following my voice. Okay, you're at the door. There is a slight step. Follow my voice, sir. And I'm like, wow.
I think with stuff like that, I think if things are all booked in advance, which a lot of things probably would be, that's about getting the people trained to know how to deal with people in that sense.
Yeah. So
because you got at the very least you've got to be tracked in a natural, decent manner. It's like a lot of people treat elderly people as though they're complete idiot. Hello, we're here to look after you. Yes, we're going to be doing this today. I think, how condescending is that to somebody who's been living a lot longer than what they are?
I just say thank you a lot. I just appreciate it, because it could go the other way and be really bad. So I'm just grateful,
Yeah.
At least they're not saying it's over there, She's saying follow my voice and all that. And
you'll give me a good example of how you explain things to a blind person.
Just ask. Well, first thing first, ask questions. How blind are you? What can you see, so that I can assist you better? If you have some eyesight, what is it like? Okay. All right. So I won't have to say follow my voice or yell at you or whatever.
I think the first thing that should be asked is, are you able to follow me, or would you prefer that I gave you sighted guide? I think that would be the most important thing, so that then you establish right away whether the person is going to be able to follow, or whether it would be better to give sighted guide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One thing definitely don't do is just grab them and then
No.
No.
you know you don't do that. You know, you
See,
could say, you know, how do you want to proceed? Do you want to take my arm, or you're comfortable with my shoulder? How do you want to proceed? You just don't grab them, you know.
No. The thing is that people who were in like customer service environments like that, who were normally sighted, generally they're rushed off the feet with other clients and customers and whatever you, and the brain don't necessarily focusing on the individual. All you are is just another issue to deal with. And they've got to get out
Unfortunately,
of
in the
that
retail,
brain. Yeah.
unfortunately, in the retail, you know, you get the kids making the $9, $8 an hour, and then the corporations don't educate them very well, and then they come across with a blind disability, and they don't know how to handle it.
Lori's leaving.
Bye, Lori.
Yeah, bye, Lori.
Bye, Laurie.
Anything else to add, Mel?
Oh, I could go on for hours. You know that.
Oh, okay.
So how many have we got in on the chat? On the
Watching the stream?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 5 now. We were at 11 at one time.
Yeah, we were at 11 at one point.
it's just gone to
14. I even went up to 14, I think.
We just want to get it to that magical. Well, we don't know at the moment because, believe it or not, Paul, how many did I get on the other day? Paul,
I can't remember.
I got 25, didn't I?
Yes, and it went down to 17.
And it went down to 17.
That's happened to me twice this past week. Then I had 44 on Wednesday on my painting stream, and it went down to 27 or 28. I asked my YouTube expert friend about it, and he has no explanation for it.
It's just YouTube must be glitching at the moment, getting something wrong.
Yes.
Well, and Jaden again subscribed to me last night. Another one. It's weird. It just keeps
resubscribe.
Yeah, it keeps rescribing. It's weird.
Yeah, I had like 340 something subscribers about 10 days ago, and then it went down to 335, and now it's gone back up to 339. So I don't know what's going on there.
You know when you go to any analytics or anything that shows a particular number of what you've got, what it does is the main server at YouTube puts out a message to all the other servers that are all over the world, and if one's down for servicing or being serviced or being maintained or whatever, it doesn't send analytical data to the main server to send to you, and that's why it wobbles up and down, because all servers are not on all of the time.
No.
So you have to catch it when it's like most servers are up. So long as it's continuing to go up, you're all right. But it's really disheartening when you've worked for months and months on getting up to a certain level, and then
Hello, NASCAR man.
Hi, NASCAR man.
NASCAR man. Nice. What I'll do,
So
I'll let anybody else who wants to come on, and you've got a space then, haven't you? So yeah.
Well, we got room. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it holds up to 10 people now.
Oh, can you have
and
10 people now?
And I don't know how long you want to go, Diana. We're almost coming up on 2 hours.
Yeah,
I was about to say, if there isn't anything else you want to ask me, then I better skedaddle because I've got to get ready to go out.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mel. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mel.
No worries. I'll see you
Alright.
next month.
Oh, Mel, if you didn't,
Next
Mel,
month
before,
we're gonna have it. We're trying to accommodate UK and Europe. It's gonna be earlier, so it might not be good for you.
What time?
probably,
We're
we don't
trying-
know yet. It's probably going to be around noon-ish, maybe
Oh,
1
forget it.
p.m.
That's like in the
Eastern.
middle of the night for her.
Yeah.
I know that's every other month though. We're gonna have it at 5 o'clock every other month.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
US time. You know when you're talking about
5
time,
p.m.
right?
Eastern Standard Time. I know. That was just a slip.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Always make sure that you give a timeline there, and then people can check against it.
Yeah, we're shooting ideas, so definitely we're going to keep this time for Australia because it worked out for our Australian friends. And next month we'll probably do 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time USA, which would be
Yeah.
about 6
That'll be
o'clock.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Six-
but
No,
it'd
3
be
o'clock in the morning, rather.
yeah.
6 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, or
But
British.
but
Mean Time.
then England will be like 6 p.m. for
6
them
o'clock, yeah.
and 7 p.m.
And
for
another 8
Eastern
hours.
Europe.
Another 8 hours on for Australia.
Living with Low Vision. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for being a valued channel member too. I hope you
Thank you.
enjoyed your welcome gift that I sent you.
That's Fernanda, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you
right,
for
well-
coming. So yeah. So
But
next,
Yeah, and
it will be up anyway. It'll get put up, and you can listen and at least watch it if you don't get to
yeah.
be there live.
She wants
So-
to apologize for being very quiet.
Oh, that's fine.
No problem, Fernanda.
She's got a youngster.
Yeah.
Yes, you have your youngster maybe probably distracts you. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, next month will be that,
Well,
and then the
I'll talk to you
following
in-
month after that we'll be back to
They've got
accommodate
to
Australia.
eke out some questions for the next time round. Then
And then also, Mel, if this gets really, so far the first 2 live streams have gone pretty well. It's up to Diana. We will have to discuss. We might just do 2 a month. That way, we'll accommodate Australia and then UK and Europe in the same month. But
yeah.
well, you know, if it's a dead live stream and there's not a lot of people participating, then it's once a month, you know. But so far so good.
Yeah,
So we're
fair enough.
okay. I thank you for coming.
Oh,
No
thank you,
worries.
Morgan's Beauty Center. Oh yeah, thank you, Mel.
hey,
See ya.
you've got
And
you've
Morgan's Beauty Center. Hello. Thank you for your nice compliment.
20 people thumbs up.
All right, you got 20
I
thumbs
hope
up.
they're real thumbs up. That
No,
seems
we
like a
can-
real number though.
We can only go with what YouTube tell us, and if that's
Yes, I know.
know.
Yay, 20 thumbs up. But I'm not doing a thumbs up, happy thumbs up, Dan.
You can do the puppet. maybe living with low vision, her son could see the puppets real quick.
I think I showed them last.
Hours of
I think
preparation.
she left already. Living with low vision, she was on her way out. I think she left.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she got knocked out.
I think I did show them last time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you did.
Mind you,
All
we
right.
don't want to be over stressing any kids and what have you, because she might have only just settled him down.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up. I think we should wrap it up.
Thank you, everybody, for people on the panel that joined us on the panel. Thank you, everybody. Lisa B, who helped out a lot with the chat, and And I don't think I had any moderators in here. Okay,
you
thank you to my moderators. I'm not in my chat though. Okay, but thank you to my moderators and thank you to
I'm
people
not a
who joined us on the
moderator.
chat. And thank you, co-host Paul.
Thank you,
Yay.
Diana.
Use
And-
the force, everybody.
Okay, wrapping it up. Okay, so we're doing this the first Sunday of August. Well, unless we talk about something of twice a month, you're talking about. Okay, well, just
right
keep
now,
it.
let's just do it once a month for now.
Yeah,
Maybe late.
First Sunday of August.
First Sunday of August. And there'll be reminders for everybody. So
yeah,
just
Bye,
subscribe to Diana's channel.
Yeah,
And
you'll
get notifications automatically.
Spread the word.
Diana works hard at putting out emails and stuff like that. But if you wanted to simplify things, you can just subscribe to Diana's channel. If you haven't already, you should.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
If you have friends who have a disability with blindness of any kind, and they want to come on and chat about anything like this, any of the subjects that come along, let your friends know that we're
spread the word.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. And that's how it'll grow.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you to everybody that came on panel and in the chat.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.